Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to 24 Chambers of Film. I'm Nathan. This is Steven, and today we're going to be doing a trailer reaction to Megalopolis by Francis Ford Coppola. Oddly enough, this is technically our second trailer reaction because we did it to the Lionsgate trailer that was released earlier today, and now we are seeing that they pulled that trailer, apparently because of some controversy regarding the opening, which features some reviews that are not accurate or real, and they're catching blowback because of that. Now, this trailer that we're going to react to seems virtually identical to me, so it's essentially our original reaction, but we're not 100% sure. That is currently what is up on the internet. Lionsgate has completely pulled their video for this and have made it private. So, with that said, Steven, let's get right into it. Let's
All right.
count it down and watch the trailer.
Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
So I wonder if all of these were not real or if
Like I
some of them
recognize,
were.
I recognize like those critics, a good amount of these critics that they're putting up.
It's kind of weird though because overall his movies have been pretty well received, right?
All his movies have that. All these movies have negative reviews.
I don't know, but negative, if there's like a few
Hold
negative,
on,
but the
let's watch the
majority are
trailer.
positive.
Let's watch the trailer. I'll tell you why all these quotes are up here.
Dude, I have no clue what this is about. Is that Shia LaBouf in that picture?
Yeah.
There's so much going on right now that it's hard to kind of like put it together. I feel like I haven't seen Schwartzman in a while. Love Fable.
All right, that was Megalopolis by Francis Ford Coppola. Yeah, I mean, interesting trailer to say the least. Like this movie has had a lot of buzz. People have been anticipating this movie since its announcement. It's been a movie that he's been trying to make for years, apparently. And it premiered at the Cannes Film Festival to very like polarizing, divisive reviews. Some people, I think the majority leaning a little bit towards they hate it more than they love it, but there's definitely a good amount of people that really liked it and really enjoyed it. Francis Ford Coppola funded this movie with his own money, and Lionsgate is doing the distribution. But there was like a time where people were like, "We don't know who's going to fund this movie because it's a very hard movie to sell." But basically, it feels like a futuristic Roman Empire type movie to me. Rise of power, politics, all that stuff. Adam Driver's the lead. It has a great cast, but yeah, it's kind of hard to decipher what exactly is going on from the trailer. Obviously, you mentioned the quotes going on in the in the trailer of negative quotes. I think a reason why they are going with that is because there was a lot of negative reviews after the screening of Con, and I think they're trying to kind of damage control or get in front of it and be like, "Oh, they said all this shit
You've
about
doubted
these
me
great
before.
movies." Yeah, and like all his movies, like if those are fake, which would be weird because I feel like they have been plenty of negative things said about all those movies, even though a lot of
Yeah.
them are regarded well, like Godfather. I know Bram Stoker's Dracula got a lot of flack.
Well,
Apocalypse Now as well. So like they can find reviews of people saying negative things. So I don't know why they would fabricate them, or I don't know
so
what
right
exactly
here
is a drama.
on the on the Hollywood Reporter, it says Lionsgate pulls Megalopolis trailer featuring fake movie critic quotes, and we offer our sincere apologies to the critics involved and to Francis Ford Coppola, a Lionsgate spokesperson said in a statement. I don't know if it says. I'm trying to see if it says specifically which
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 quotes?
quotes. Yeah, but it doesn't. Let me see.
That's
But
just
as Vulture
lazy.
first pointed out, the negative quotes featured in the trailer do not actually appear in those vintage reviews. Andrew Saris, the Village Voice review, was quoted as calling The Godfather a sloppy, self-indulgent movie, while Pauline Kael's New Yorker review supposedly called it
Mhm.
diminished by its artsiness. It goes on from there with the New York Times Vincent Canby's review of Apocalypse Now, supposedly calling the film hollow at its core, but they weren't real. Oddly enough, some of the original reviews do indeed feature quotes, which, taken out of context as they often are in movie trailers, may have served the purpose of painting a picture that Coppola has been doubted before, which is exactly what you
Mhm.
are saying, right?
Mhm.
It is their damage control. And it says right here that, though, that at cons it was greeted with a 10-minute standing ovation from the audience, but mixed response from the critics.
That's what I'm talking about. Well, look, everybody gets applause at cons for the most part. It's not like that, like absurd to get people to do these. All these movies are getting like 7 to 10 minute standing ovations. It's not
God
unlikely.
damn, really? That is insane, dude.
No, it's true. They have videos of it. So, what I'm talking about is the reaction of the critics. It's very divisive, leaning towards negative from what I've seen more. Some people calling it like hot garbage, like literally like trash. And like, there's some interesting things about the movie that I hear that like at some point it's you have to interact with the movie.
Oh
Um,
wow, that's
yeah. So there's like stuff like that, like very.
wait, that
What
I'm just trying to think about how you're forced to interact with a movie. Like it's,
not like I think the audience, but like someone from the staff has to interact with the movie or something as part of the thing.
oh wow.
Like someone, yeah. So I would assume it'd be like a staff member.
How's that gonna transcend to when it comes out on digital or DVDs and Blu-rays?
You're the person, I guess. So, but
That's interesting.
I'm not sure exactly. That's just what I've heard. Like, of course, I haven't seen it. I will watch it when it comes out on the said September 27th. So I plan to watch it. I don't expect to be like an amazing movie, but I expect something interesting at least. The trailer, a lot of people were kind of giving shit from what I remember reading about like the CGI is a little, maybe it was unfinished or who knows what, but it was a little too shoddy, a little too ridiculous and didn't work that well. I know they really praised Aubrey Plaza's performance, like she was the best in the movie, stuff like that. Um, but yeah, it's a very polarizing movie, is what I'm getting from the initial reaction to the movie. So I don't know what did you think of the trailer? You not knowing much about the movie, like what was your.
I did, dude. I honestly didn't even know Francis Ford. What was Francis Ford Coppola's last movie?
I mean, it's been a while since he's directed something. Let me see. His last
I
movie
thought he
that
was. I thought he was retired. I didn't. I didn't even realize he
he's
was.
low key. He's basically he didn't officially retire, but he's been kind of retired because he
So
doesn't make movies so often. But his last movie that he directed, this movie called Distant Vision, and I don't even know, is that a short or a? I don't even know. Yeah, yeah, it's a coming of age movie about an Italian boy and a girl. And that was in 2015. It was a drama. It didn't really get a big release, obviously, because there's only like 201 votes on IMDb. So not really like a big, very kind of
yeah.
independent movie that he
See,
did.
so for me, when I started watching the trailer, knowing nothing about this, like I hadn't heard about
Hmm.
anything regarding this until you sent this to me, and I started reading those quotes. I thought it was gonna be like a biopic of Francis Ford Coppola or something. I had no
Yeah.
clue what to expect, and even those quotes, the first time I saw it, I was like, "Are those real?" Like, those seem a little weird to me.
Hmm.
And it crossed my mind that maybe they're not real, but I was like, no, there's no way they're going to do that because they attach people's names to it, right? specifically the names and the entity that they are reviewing it
Yeah.
for. So kind of weird that they decided to go that route. Like no one was going to say something about that. That's very, very weird. As far as the movie itself goes, I no clue what it's about watching this trailer. The
Hmm.
cast looks amazing. If anything, I want to watch it simply because I want to see what is this film by Ford Coppola that couldn't get any funding. Like I'm curious. That is
No,
my selling point.
yeah, yeah. I think I think that was, yeah. He tried and it wasn't getting off the ground, so he funded it all himself with his own
That
money.
is, so
Yeah.
that is my selling point for wanting to watch this.
Hmm.
I almost want to, because of that, I almost want to go watch it in movie theaters to see what it was that no one would fund, because it's kind of crazy to think that he couldn't get funding for a movie. But with that said, I'm also kind of worried that what am I going to see when I go to the movie theater as far as a movie goes,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, no,
Um,
I was gonna say, so that I said that movie Distant Visions was his last movie that's like a full length movie that he did. But before that, the last one that actually got like somewhat like a release or like more of a wider release was this movie called Twix, which I did see with Val Kilmer and Ellie Fanning, Dakota Fanning's sister, and I did not like that movie at all. That was and people I've been hearing people lately, at least on the film social media platforms, like some people like liking that movie. I'm like, I remember fucking hating that movie. So I'm it's like a vampire movie. Also, I think it's called Twix with an X and a T, and then at the end. So I was like, "Ugh, I don't know. I would be willing to give it a rewatch, but I remember not liking that movie a lot at all. I hated the way it looked. Like the visual style of it was just like way too. It had like a cheap quality to it that was absurd. That I was like, this is Francis Ford Coppola. His movie should never look like this. I don't know. It blew
yeah.
my mind, and not in a good way. But yeah, other than that, like that to me, that was the most known recent movie, Twix. That Distant Vision one, I didn't even hear about. I don't even know if it got a proper release because, like I said, it only has 201 votes on IMDb, which is weird for a filmmaker as regarded as him. So yeah, I want to see this. It looks interesting. I think the cast is the biggest selling point for me. Francis Ford Coppola, I do like his films, but I do feel like his best days are behind him personally. But maybe this is a good time. Like Shia LaBeouf looks interesting. Like I said, it's a weird mix of like Roman Empire with the future. That's what I get. It's such a weird combination. Because they're wearing like old school things, but they're clearly in the future.
So what's interesting, right, is their whole now. The more I'm thinking about it, I almost feel like they might have done the fake movie quotes knowing that there was going to be blowback, and that was part of their marketing strategy to get more drum up more interest, right? As far as the movie
Eventually,
being,
yeah.
because it sounds like it's an out there concept. From watching
Uh-huh.
the trailer, you really can't really pick up what it's about. You really have to
Uh-huh.
kind of guess. You've got him not being able to get it financed and him having to do it himself because people were saying it can't be done or whatever the reason it may be. Then you have these mixed or these negative critic reviews, although it got the standing ovation at Cannes, but you made it sound like that's not really a big deal to get a long standing ovation at Cannes,
No,
right? Or
no.
Cannes. I'm not sure exactly how it's pronounced, but so maybe their whole thing is like, let's make it controversial so people want to see it because of the controversy surrounding it, which is actually a pretty smart play if you think about it, because
Yeah.
to go issue an apology and all that kind of stuff, I think it's gonna, and a wide now public apology in that sense, it's gonna
Hmm.
get people's interest and be like, well, what's this Megalopolis thing that they had to apologize for? What is that? Let me go check it out now. So it could be just part of their plan, and it's
And
a risky play if it is,
and it's not
but
anything egregious that they did personally. I mean, yeah, it's like weird. Would you do that? It's like why you should have just found quotes that were real. That were you could have found negative quotes from
I mean,
critics,
I just
But I don't
the
think
reason
it's
that I
anything like crazy. Like, oh, that's the worst thing they could have done. It's not like
well,
that. But
the reason that I think I almost feel like it has to be staged, right, is
mhm,
because they're stating you potentially, right, you can open yourself to a lawsuit because you're quoting an individual,
yeah,
right? You're quoting a person. And I'd be like, they either have to have the dumbest marketing team or it's part of their plan,
Yeah.
and
How
they
could you
went
miss
and they
that?
talk.
That's so lazy, you know?
Yeah,
Like, if it
and
was not on
they
purpose.
went and they talked to the names they listed and said, "Listen, this is what we're gonna do," knowing that someone was gonna pick up on it. Maybe even drop some hints to different people just to get it to bite on the bait. Either way, it definitely is a controversial way to market a movie because I
Uh-huh.
think people are gonna either be with it or not be with it. It looks interesting to me because of the cast. The controversy itself makes me want to kind of go watch it. And then the
Mhm.
fact that Coppola couldn't get it funded, and it seems like he actually tried to do that. Maybe the way that it seems, maybe this is his official last one, and then he's gonna really call it quits. So
Maybe. He's
you're
pretty
gonna go
old,
watch it.
dude.
Are
He's
you
pretty
gonna
old.
watch it in theaters? 100%.
Uh, I will try to catch it. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna catch it in theaters. Like, unless something else that I want to see really bad is playing against it. But even then, I'd probably still try to catch it the following week or that weekend if I could.
I'm probably gonna catch it in theaters because it has a cast that I like. I think the cast looks amazing, and I'm just curious to see what's all this.
Yeah.
What it is that what is this hot mess, Francis, according to the critics,
Yeah.
Francis Ford Coppola has put out? So there you
Yeah.
guys have it. You let us know if this quote unquote controversy around these movie quotes draws more of your interest or makes you want to watch it less. We're 24 Chambers of Film. We'd appreciate if you guys smash a like on the video, and if you subscribe to the channel, stay up to date with all of our videos. I'm Nathan. This is Steven. Have a good one.